other ways in which our dev team supported specifically the design team to allow them to really dig deep in finding opportunities for new kinds of puzzles and new blockouts and level designs. So our head of engineering, Manish, has this philosophy, which is there are essentially two audiences that a programming team is working for. You're working for the players, obviously, but you're also working for the team when it comes to your tooling. So as game developers, we are used to building interactive systems for people to engage with, right, as players. And there's no reason why we can't take that knowledge and apply it to making the authoring process for a level or for our game content to be as enjoyable as possible. Because, and I'm channeling Manish here, if you are playful as a creator, then it's going to open you to new opportunities and ultimately improve the quality of what you're making. When a designer, for instance, is creating a blockout, what you would tend to do is arrange the elements within the scene and in edit mode, and then you'd press play, and then what would happen is, your gizmos would light up, and you'd see, in the case of Monument Valley, where paths looked like they were connected, actually being connected so that you could kind of walk, across that gap, even though maybe two elements were separated a long way in the z-axis. And then you'd be able to move kind of moving platforms around and see whether they connected in the right way so as to facilitate that puzzle. Now, having to press play, move things around, realize that things don't quite fit, stop, go back into edit mode, reposition things, that all takes time. That's all, potentially laborious if you're creating quite a complex puzzle. So the great thing about Unity is that the code allows you to, calculate whether, in fact, two walkways are touching, for instance, can actually be called edit time rather than runtime. And it means that you can essentially take those checks and those calculations out of runtime and have them running constantly during edit time, which means that you don't have to press play. And you can, as you move around, move elements around, that is, see whether the connections are, in fact, correct, or where the movers, those moving platforms can actually extend to. And what that means is that you are closing the loop on creating potentially really complex levels, which itself opens a designer up to new possibilities and new potential level layouts, which is really wonderful.